Book title for today is Noble Masquerade. It's part of the Hawthorne House series. It is book number 1, and it is by Kristi Ann Hunter. The list of characters are Lady Miranda Hawthorne, her sister Cecilia, Ryland Marshington, and Miranda's older brother Griffith. And of course, it's a Regency, and it has the cutest little storyline. It starts off with Miranda. She's just a little girl. She's like 8, and she's kind of like this wild child, and her mom, you know, needs her to be proper because that's what proper ladies do. And she starts to use her older brother, who's already off to school, and she uses this friend of his, kind of like a diary. And she starts to write the Duke of Marshington, but she doesn't send the letters. It's just a journal, okay? And she uses this kind of as an outlet, and she does this for a couple years until she's, you know, a grown woman of age of 22. So when she's 22, her brother is now home from schooling, and he is the Duke. Her father had passed away. And he is home, and he has this new valet, and Miranda kind of like runs into him. And this other friend from school who she'd been writing, I guess had been missing for a couple years. And so she runs into this new valet, and she's kind of like, who are you and what happened to the other valet, right? But no one knows is this valet is really the Duke she's been writing to. He is the friend who has been missing and no one's seen him, but he's really the Duke of Marshington, and he is in disguise. No one knows this but her older brother Griffith. So Ryland, who is the Duke of Marshington, he's actually a spy. I know, crazy. And so he is trying to find out, I guess I don't know really the back history really was something with the king, and he thinks someone's spreading something. I don't know. He's a spy for somebody, right? And so he's in the Hawthorne House trying to find who is leaking this information to the king. And no one knows it's him but the older brother. And he finds one of these letters that Miranda has written, because she's still using him as, you know, this go-to journal. And he's like, who is this girl? Like, why is she writing to me? Like, he was kind of like blown away. Like, she was very, you know, candid with her feelings. And he's like, I don't even know her. But of course, I kind of want to, because she's like into him, but just the image of him, right? Because she thinks it's a journal. So he's totally into her, but you know, he has to stay focused because he's a spy, right? Like, you can't get distracted when you're a spy. But he just keeps getting distracted because he likes her personality and he thinks she's beautiful. But of course, she doesn't feel beautiful because she's now 22, and she's actually has to come out through society with her sister who's younger. And so she's kind of like, oh, I'm gonna be this like old maid and no one's gonna find me beautiful. But secretly, this Duke, who's also the valet, who's a spy, is totally digging her. But of course, you know, it's a Regency, so there's always communication problems, right? Like, I can't talk about my feelings, but he kind of saw my ankles, so I kind of feel all like warm and fuzzy inside. And he's like, but I'm a spy, but I'm a Duke, but I don't want to be the Duke. And you know, the typical Regency drama, right? And of course, they go on this adventure together, and they fall in love, but they can't tell their feelings yet because that's the point of a Regency. It just keeps going, but it's still kind of cute. And of course, in all Regencies, there's that one ending and they kiss and it's magic. It's the best thing that's ever happened to them. And of course, you're going to have to read the book to really find out what happens, what the tragic story was, but it is rated a 4.5 on Goodreads. I rate it myself as a 4. I love a good Regency, and I hope you guys check out this book. Let me know your thoughts, and thanks for joining me on Looks and Books. And I will see you next week. Bye. Love you.